Here we go, episode 133 of the Hardline Sports Talk. I'm Michael Merlo. That's John Michael Masiri. On the other side of the screen, virtual today, as our my work schedule didn't really match up this week. JM, before we get into it, a little housekeeping, some changes here to the pod. How are we doing today?
I'm doing good, dude. Speaking of work schedules, I don't know what that work schedule last week was like for you when you were soaking in the sun. I wish
Yeah,
I wish this camera could do some justice to that tan
it's a
that
good
you got
tan.
right now. It's a good tan. You don't got the best lighting right now. I really wish people could see it. You really see the Italian blood in your veins really popping out here.
I'm
I'm
golden.
liking it.
I get golden. I could burn and I'll still get golden a day
Yeah,
after. So I didn't even burn. I just got gold and it feels
good.
great. There's nothing
Great,
like
dude.
having a tan.
It's great. And the
There's
fade.
and I
You're
got
a
a fade
dangerous man
today.
right now.
I am. Don't let me go
Yeah.
out this weekend. It's
Yeah.
gonna be bad. But yeah, no, it was a great cruise. The toughest part of the week was deciding what I was gonna drink. That's about it. I mean, there was really no stress whatsoever.
Mhm.
Although somebody died on a cruise a
Wow,
couple of days
okay.
ago. Yeah, they jumped
On
off the
your
boat. No, 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 no.
Oh,
A
okay.
Royal Caribbean cruise though, a couple days ago. Somebody jumped off. What do you think of
That's
that?
yeah. Wow. That way to set the mood, dude. Okay.
I get some urge not to jump off, but like I
You
just think like what would it be like to swim in that ocean right now? I get
yeah.
that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, it's water, you're by the water, you're outside, you're hot. I'm assuming you would be attracted to swim in that water.
Yeah, even though it's infested with sharks and it's really deep.
See, you're like the last guy, like, you're not a very adventurous person.
No, I'm not, but I love to swim.
Like I'd love to see you flying out of a plane with the parachute attached to your back. That'd be really fun to watch.
No, I couldn't do that, but I love swimming, man. I'll swim in
Yeah,
anything. I'm a
yeah.
big swimmer.
Swimming anything.
Wow. You have to
That's
go there. Okay.
that's
Well,
swimming in it.
let's get to some things here. First, make sure you're liking and subscribing on YouTube, following on all our social media accounts, and of course on Spotify and Apple Music, Apple Pod, excuse me. Rate us, leave comments, do whatever,
Yeah, dude. Hype
please.
us up.
Oh,
Let's go.
yeah, let's go. If we
Get
suck,
us
we suck.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're back.
Today, but yeah, today we're back from vacation, and today is a little bit of a different episode and hopefully more of the same. JM and I are basically going to change our philosophy a little bit, so bear with us. We're going to do more segments, more trivia, more lists, more, almost less analysis, but, just having fun with it, having fun with
Yeah.
sports today. Baseball heavy on the trivia. We're going to do a big time list of New York athletes, which we're very excited about and should get very controversial because I think we're going to have some different players on these lists. We're going to range from all sports, even into hockey. I'm going to guarantee both of us will have one hockey player or two hockey players on this list. So very excited for that and really what this summer is going to bring for us.
100%. Yeah, I mean, trying to keep it going with the fun stuff. I think a lot of people from the football season just took us to be like a football podcast, which is in no way true. But I think a reason for that was because of all the fun little content and the 3-star picks and all that stuff like that. So yeah, me and Mike were trying to bring something different into here and something that we enjoy doing. I mean, we have fun. We do this stuff off camera all the time. And I think it's more entertaining for everybody else as well. So I think it's a win-win all around.
Yeah, it's going to be a win-win. Our first topic today is a very interesting one I don't think we'll ever do again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our first story that we're going to talk about is the fact that a major league player basically had a hissy fit
Yep.
on the mound, threw part of his uniform into the stands to a Yankee fan, by the way,
Yep.
and then went and proceeded to curse during his end of the game press conference and basically say the team sucks.
Yeah. Listen, a couple things. First of all, you mentioned the Yankee fan. If you're a Yankee fan going to a Met game and you're wearing a Yankee jersey, you're a loser. Going forward, yeah, Jorge Lopez, unfortunately, he tried to do something very, very brave, very courageous, and speak to the media after the game without using an interpreter. And a lot of the guys that come from some of these Latin countries and English isn't their first speaking language, even if they can speak English pretty well, they still use an interpreter because their words could be skewed. And it also gives them a little bit more time to process the question or process their answer. Or maybe they say something a little bit risque and then their translator could sort of clean it up when they tell the media. Jorge didn't do that. Jorge just answered in English. We misinterpreted his words. He meant to say, I'm the worst effing teammate right now. And we took it as he's on the worst effing team in the whole MLB right now. Either way, I mean, not a great look. I feel like anytime you launch your glove into the stands, it's not really great look,
It's not.
especially.
It's,
Yeah. Listen, if
yeah,
the Mets were, 38-20 right now and, fighting for the number one overall seed in the NL East right now, all right, he threw his glove. It's tough. When it rains, it pours. When stuff was going bad and it's just getting worse and worse and worse, and this stuff is really just starting to spiral. And yeah, not good. Not good.
listen, I understand the whole interpreter thing. He's never used an interpreter in his career. So, maybe yesterday he's hot. He's pissed off. He's had a really bad stretch. He's had a terrible month. Maybe you use the interpreter. You just got ejected from a game from the third base by the third base umpire. Like, maybe we use the interpreter. But either way, he never uses it. Okay. And the Mets and the reporters in the locker room allowed him to re-clarify, to clarify, I shouldn't say to clarify what he meant, because they gave him a second chance and he said, I'm the worst teammate on the worst team. Like, he kind of almost doubled down on it. I listen, again, it's tough to understand him. I understand it's his second language. It's a difficult situation, but you know what? The Mets cut him and DFA'd him the other day because he acted like a child on the field. And you know what? In that case, you can't blame them. You can't argue with them. Now, if there was some kind of misinterpretation during the press conference, like there was, and that's the reason why they got rid of him, okay, you could have a beef with the Mets, but the Mets clearly DFA'd him because he threw his freaking glove into the stands in the middle of the game.
Yeah, and untucked his jersey and did the whole thing. I mean, listen, they're in a bad spot. When things aren't going right, you're not going to be put in some comfortable situations as a manager, as general manager, owner, whatever, anybody of the higher up. So when he throws his glove and he says that stuff, you have a couple options as Carlos Mendoza from his perspective, for example. You could discipline him. You could let it go. You could get rid of him. Every single one of those situations has more of a loss than a win. Because if you let it go, then it's just like, oh, what a clown show the Mets are. And then the guy's still with the team, and you got to deal with, the attention going to him and going towards the team about what he did. And, has Mendoza lost the locker room? And are they just allowing an absolute clown show and the players can do whatever they want? Then if you get rid of the guy, yes, you got rid of him, but it's like it makes it worse because you're like, oh, look, what a joke. The guy throws his glove into the stands and gets cut the next day. That just shows you where the Mets are as a team right now. So not good stuff either way.
JM, I'm not going to break down the way the Mets have lost games the past 3 weeks. Nobody wants to hear that. But like, when you think as a fan, and even me who's been casually watching for 2 weeks now because I was away, you think every game, right, they play and then they lose. And they've been losing some heartbreakers lately. You think, well, it can't get worse than that. And I swear to God, JM, for 5 straight days, 5 straight losses, you think can't get worse than that. And somehow they parlayed it, man. Every
got worse.
got worse. And yes, the Wednesday game against the Dodgers, not because they lost, but the way they lost again, just it's like, wow, you
Yeah.
really can't get worse, and they found a way.
Well,
They put Diaz on the IL prior to that. Then in the first inning, Alonso comes out of the game with a hand injury, which looked terrible. He's fine now. He played today and got a hit, but it just and then the Lopez stuff happens, and you blow a game, and you lose another one, and you're 11 games under 500.
yeah.
It's like, again, can't get worse, and it does.
Well, this is the way it is with the Mets, and it's just like
Yeah.
the Jets are the same way, the Knicks were the same way. Like when they can't like quietly lose 87 games. Like no. Like you can't quietly lose 90, 95 games. Like no, you are going to hear about it. And you have a couple things you could blame for that. You could say, "Oh, well, the New York media, the hyperbole, everything gets exaggerated, it's ridiculous," which is true to a certain extent. But like how many teams so far that have had crappy starts have guys throwing stuff into the stands? Like it hasn't really happened too much. And their superstar player is you can't hit the broadside of a barn, and all just this stupid drama that surrounded the Mets. I'm sorry, I forgot a huge story. Their closer is crying and then gets like a phantom IL stint because he sucks so bad. Like, they can't quietly do it. And I feel bad because I know what it's like as a Jet fan. The same thing happens. The Jets can't quietly lose 10 or 11 games. It's always a big headline and a dumpster fire.
Well, also, and you could have had your expectations for the Mets. That's fine. My expectations were they were going to sneak in. Not a great team, but a team that can sneak in and make the playoffs. Yeah. And others thought they were a 500 team, not going to get it. And others really thought they were going to be bad. But to think they were going to be like this bad, the way they've been, is crazy. And you're right. They can't do it quietly. Like, even if they do finish the year, 78 and 84, a couple of games under 5 games, 6 games under 500. It wouldn't be quietly. Like, that wouldn't be doing it quietly. Still figured out a way to embarrass their entire fan base, embarrass the entire organization.
The losses have been ridiculous. Like, I honestly feel bad. It's crazy. The amount of games that have been blown. I saw that graphic the other day. Like, no team has blown more than 7 games when leading, like, into the 8th inning, except the Mets have blown 9. So, yeah, it's just...
I
don't know what it is.
That's only May.
I don't know what it is, though. Like, is there a curse? Is there a curse out there?
I believe that to win the 86 World Series, they made a deal with the devil. Like, I'll never see one.
Made a deal with the drug dealer.
Yeah, exactly. I will never see one. By the way, they're retiring one of their numbers. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. They're retiring Daryl's number this weekend, though, which should be a nice weekend at the ballpark. Although I'm sure they'll find a way to ruin it, like they have.
Yeah.
Steve Cohen literally tweeted JM. He tweets out right before the game homestand. He's like, it's been a rough patch, but really excited to see everybody at the ballpark. Got 3 good series against some good NL opponents. By the way, we have this nice giveaway. Really excited for the weekend. Before tonight, they won 1 game, and every game they lost was just putrid. So, yeah, thanks, Steve.
Wait, they got a giveaway for Darryl Strawberry Day?
They do have a giveaway.
Is it a small bag of cocaine?
It's not. It's not a small bag of cocaine. It's a bobblehead. Nice try, though. But they have, like, these art giveaways. Like, I don't give a rat's ass about an art giveaway.
Oh, please. Good. Logan O'Hoppe just hit a bomb into left field. By the way, we didn't. But speaking of which, we haven't talked off camera. What the hell, bro? Our pitching staff is done.
Yeah, we lost Clark Schmidt to that tough loss for the Yanks. We can talk about the Yanks in a little bit. Yeah, they're just unbelievable right now.
Yeah, Clark Schmidt, and Zach Gallen, dude. What?
Yeah, he didn't even finish the inning today. Yeah, I don't know what the hell the problem is there.
By the way, Angels cleanup hitter tonight, former Met,
Luis Guillorme,
Kevin Pillar.
He has like 1,000 OPS though, right now.
Yeah, he's got 350. He's batting 350.
Let's go, Pillar. Let's go.
Kevin Pillar's batting 350.
Got drilled in the face a couple of years ago. He's the man.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right, let's move on here from the Mets. Imagine Luis Guillorme was batting cleanup for the Angels. That's when you know you got a problem.
Nice. Yeah. No, Kevin Pillar. It's all under control.
Yeah, definitely. You got any meltdowns we've seen, like, any sport? Like, I think the meltdown that comes to mind lately is AB, right?
Yeah, that's definitely, like, number one. I mean, there's different you have like crash outs, like guy like AB, that was like a crash out.
Yeah.
Then you have like other meltdowns, like I mean, baseball, I think about a lot of them. I think about Trevor Bauer throwing the ball over the center field fence. Honestly, the one that it's probably not the top of the list, but it is for me because we just have the most media access to the moment is the Terry Collins rant when Syndergaard threw at Chase Utley. I mean, that is all time. Just fantastic banter.
The 8-year anniversary too the other day of that, which is funny. You know what's a
Mm.
good one? You know what's a good meltdown by a player? It's not really like talked about. Do you remember when Schwarber struck out looking on Sunday
Yeah.
Night Baseball and
Angel
was behind the
Hernandez.
plate? Shout out Angel Hernandez.
Shout out
Retiring.
Angel. Hell of a career, bro.
Yeah. I'm not gonna give him a round of applause.
Hats
But
off to you.
do you remember when he like made like the turn to go to first? He rung him up and he shot
Yeah.
the freaking
Yeah.
bat. And
I thought he was gonna fight him.
sprinted right, yeah, it looked like he was gonna fight him.
I-
That's a good
yeah.
moment.
I thought I
That's a
genuinely
meltdown.
if you like meltdowns, it's not MLB, but Wally Bachman, the like independent league when he used to manage those teams, those
Ducks.
YouTube videos
Managing the Ducks.
are all time. Yeah, but he was managing this like I don't know, the team's mascot was like a peanut or something. I don't know, it was some low-level professional baseball team. And he's throwing bats on the field, he's throwing balls, he's mic'd up, he's cursing out the ump. Oh, it's great entertainment. So that's also up there. Shout out Wally Bachman, who was also interviewed as for the Mets manager, if I'm not mistaken.
He's definitely interviewed for the Mets manager position.
Yeah. You've been good job.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would have been great in New York.
Yeah.
Would have gotten great press in New York.
Yeah. He would have thrown a bat with Jorge's glove.
Yeah, really. At the fans. Would have blamed the fans. What about what was that? Which player on the Royals Yankee Stadium I'm blanking on? That's an
George Brett.
one. That's George
Oh,
Brett. Okay,
that's that is all time also.
The cork, but that's like all time meltdown on the field.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
I mean, the managerial meltdowns. You could go look up any Lou Piniella ejection, taking the bases off, doing whatever. Yeah, there's been some really. Baseball is the one I think of the most. Basketball, you've had like Isaiah Stewart trying to fight LeBron, like throwing staff members out of the way, trying to get across the court. That's a recent one.
Do we count Steph Curry throwing his mouthpiece at referees?
Yeah.
How about seriously?
Jamal Murray? That was like some of the worst I've seen. A guy throwing a towel and then a heating pad onto the floor. Like he doubled down.
That's all a meltdown. Listen, there's emotional games. There's emotional games. You got to show some emotion.
Yeah.
It'd be weird if you didn't.
Yeah. Sometimes maybe chill out a little bit.
Yeah, there's a little sarcasm there. Come on.
Yeah.
Detect the sarcasm, please.
Tone it down.
All right. Well, enough of the meltdowns. Jorge Lopez, good job. You take the cake for a little bit. We'll move on here, though. We're going to play a little game. What?
I was just saying hip, hip, Jorge. Good for you, bro. Nice job.
Yeah, he's top. He's gonna sign somewhere and go crazy.
Oh, yeah. I was going to have a sub-1 ERA.
Reliever of the year with the Braves.
Yeah, with the Braves.
All right, we're going to move on here. A little new segment we are going to try out. We're going to guess the current MLB team based on their players' highest MVP finishes. So we're going to go position by position, whether they finished or not at all in their career in the top 25 of MVP. We're going to try and guess the current team in Major League Baseball. Did I miss anything explaining that?
No. Now, I will say, this was, I'm not trying to take credit, but I'm using this to preface what I'm about to say. This was my idea, so I wasn't sure how heavy I should go on you to start. I think I picked like intermediate. Like I didn't go soft on you, but I didn't give you like, I didn't give you a layup, and I also didn't give you like the Oakland A's, like a none all around. I didn't do that.
I certainly didn't give you a layup. I think I gave you a tough one.
Okay. Oh, by the way, we do not tell each other anything beforehand. So of the off chance that we both pick the same team, I have a backup team.
I'm really hoping we didn't. All right, you start. Let me guess. You start.
All right. The graphic I'll be throwing up right now. Catcher, none. First base, finished 23rd in MVP voting in 2023. That's his highest finish.
Okay.
Second baseman finished 4th in 2019. Shortstop, none. Third baseman finished 15th in 2019. Left fielder, none. Center fielder finished 5th in 2023. Right fielder, none. And DH, none. I just also sent it to you. If you want to look back and remember some stuff, I have the graphic for you. Take a look.
Okay, so the first guess I wanted to go with was the Rangers because of the second baseman.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the Rangers though, because
it is not the
Seager
Rangers.
Second last year, whatever it was.
Yeah.
This is a tough
Twice,
one.
actually. I think Seager also finished 2nd or 3rd in his second year in the MLB. The Rangers were one of the teams, the first team I looked at, and then I was like, nah, that might be too easy, so I didn't do the Rangers.
Yeah, the middle infield would have gave it away.
Yeah.
I'm having a really difficult time with this.
So I would personally get it the second baseman to me was oh, okay. That would get it for me. But I'll give you it. This is my one hint I'm going to give you right now. For the center fielder, don't think so specifically center field. Just think outfield.
Okay.
And it's last year.
It's last year.
Then you got some other ones. You got third baseman in 2019 also.
This is tough.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll throw one out here. I'll throw a guess out here.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not them. It's not them.
Okay.
Is it hard? No, it's not hard. It's not the Phillies.
So how about this? Since you already made a half guess, I'll give you another hint. Everybody did it with the team that they're currently on, except the third baseman was not on the team that when he finished 15th in 2019. But the second baseman was on this team in 2019. So he's been there. He's been there for at least 5 years.
This is tough. I might have to give up in a second. Hold on. Let me think. No pressure.
Think outfield.
No pressure.
Come on. Top 5 in MVP voting last year.
I can't get it. My brain is shut off. Is it the Padres?
It is not the Padres. I'm giving you one more guess.
One more guess.
Okay.
Give me one more hint. Is it AL or NL? Give me that.
It's all right. I'll give you 2 hints. It's NL, and the third baseman, the guy who didn't do it with the team in 2019 when he finished 15th. He's also been on a couple. He's been on 2 teams before this team. It's 2019. This was when random ass dudes were hitting 40 plus homers, and he was one of.
So tough.
And he was one of those guys that finished towards the top of the league in home runs.
Second. Oh. Is it the Mariners? No, you said NL. Damn it. I was thinking Suarez.
No,
but Diamondbacks.
The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Suarez is on the Diamondbacks now. Yeah.
Yep. Marte is the second baseman. Corbin. That's why I said Corbin Carroll. He was left field last year, but now he's listed as their center fielder.
That gave it away. Suarez, out of everybody, Suarez gave it away. And I'm thrown off. But Marte was great. Marte's been there. Yeah. There we go. All right.
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
It took a little while. I'll get better. I'll get better at this.
Yeah, you will.
I'm not good at these guessing games.
I'm kind of scared I don't know if I'm going to be I'm going to get this 2 seconds or if it's going to take me 5 minutes. I don't know. This is tough. This is not an easy one. Okay.
Can I add something? I'm going to give you a starting pitcher too.
No. I want the base. I want to start off base. Give me exactly what I gave you.
Okay. So we'll start with the catcher. None. First base, 21st. Second base.
Whoa.
None.
What year?
Oh, sorry. 2021. First base, 2021. Second base, none. Shortstop, none. Third base, 2019. 6th. Left field, none. Center field, none. Right field, 8th, 2020. DH, 21st, 2019. It's not an easy one. It's not an easy one.
DH 21st, 2019. So the highest finisher is the third baseman finished 6th in what year?
That was 2019. I'm gonna
So
send you the
so 2019. Okay, so this is like the year when like guys are just hitting nukes all over the place.
Yes, but don't think of it as that. This was a legitimate player in 2019.
Okay.
And it
Okay.
wasn't for this team.
It wasn't for this team. Okay. Um who was the other one? The other big finish?
The right fielder finished in 8th in 2021. 2020, excuse me, 2020.
Um
I sent you the list. Don't look at
8th,
my top 10 list though.
8th in 2020.
But I sent it to you.
I
Oh
can't
my
get
god, don't look, don't look. The answer's there. Don't look at it. The answer's on there.
Okay. I can't get like Alex Bregman out of my head, but Alex Bregman, first of all, he finished top 3, and then you have Altuve won an MVP. Like it's not the Astros.
No, it's not.
All right, what were you gonna say? Like, give me the starting pitcher now.
Look at this text message. So there's 2 starting pitchers. In 2023, one starting pitcher finished 17th, and in 2018, the starting pitcher finished 9th. That's an MVP voting.
Oh shit! And what year?
The 2018 was the 9th place finisher,
So
and
who? All right,
in
hold on.
2023 was the 17th.
All right, I'm gonna okay. I like that. I'm gonna ride with the 2018 pitcher because if you're finishing 9th in MVP voting, you're probably the Cy Young, if not second. So,
Sure.
2018, who were the Cy Youngs that year? DeGrom, I think, won in the NL.
DeGrom was in the NL.
And that was, that was the Blake Snell Rays year. Okay, so it's either DeGrom or Blake Snell. DeGrom's not on. He's on the Rangers. It's not the Rangers. So let's assume it's Blake Snell, if I'm correct on that. So Blake Snell is on the Giants now. Third baseman, 6th. And Matt Chapman did have a really good year.
He did.
And right. Who the hell's the right fielder in 20?
Be a tough guess.
Oh my God, it is the Giants because Mikey Yastrzemski had like the most ridiculous 2020 of all time. It's the San Francisco Giants. Holy crap.
San Francisco Giants. Yeah, that
the pitcher saved me.
Yeah, the pitcher.
Yeah.
You're right. That's Snell in 18. And then last year was Webb. Webb had a great year.
Yep.
And yeah, that's your Yastrzemski. The DH is Soler.
See, the problem with this is I want to keep playing, but we got to stop.
Yeah. The first baseman is Lamont Wade Jr. Finished 21st.
Yes. Oh, thank God I didn't think about the first baseman too much. I would have been screwed. And the DH finished what?
It was Soler in 19 when he hit
40 bombs. Yeah, 48 homers with the Royals. So we both went the Eugenio Suarez, Jorge Soler route a little bit with the 2019 madness.
That's crazy.
I like that, Mike.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of that. We're going to get a lot of that when we keep doing
it. We are. Well, that whole thing we were talking about with did you know this guy had that year? Like, you could just pick 2019 and just start listing off guys.
Yeah, we're going to do that. That's a segment coming up in a little bit where we're just, in each sport. Today we're doing baseball, but each sport, like players have these aberration years. We're going to try and guess these guys based on the numbers they had and see if we remember the season that they had. It should make some good conversation. Today we're going to stick with baseball. We're going to do that in a little bit. But that was fun, JM. It's a good idea. I was like confused. I was worried I wasn't going to be able to get it, especially before. But after a few tries, I got there.
I thought that was like solid, though. I gave you 2 guys who finished top 5 in MVP.
No, you started me off pretty easy.
Yeah, I didn't want to say like a guy who's won it before. You know what I mean?
No, we're gonna get there soon, though.
We will.
We're running out of teams.
We will. Well, we'll come up with other stuff too.
All right, let's let's move on here. This is going to make for great conversation. Don't look at your messages, by the way, because my top 10 list is accidentally in there, along with the
Okay.
answer to the question I just posed to
Oh,
you.
good.
So
Yeah,
that
good
would have
job.
been really funny. But right now, we are going to do a list of top 10 New York athletes. As you know, we are from New York. Our favorite teams are New York teams. And this should be very interesting because there was a top 12 list going around Twitter a couple of days ago. And JM sent it to me like, let's do this. And I said, hell yeah, it's a lot of fun. We got some great athletes here in New York, and this should be a lot of fun. So I don't know if you want to just read them off quick or you want to go 10, 10. How do you want to do this?
We could read them off. Um,
You want to start?
I guess I'll get us started here. So,
Yeah.
no, believe it or not, number 10 was actually probably the most difficult spot for me because it's like people have to get left out.
Yeah.
And I was debating between multiple different Jets players for this last spot. But without further ado, I'm going to go right ahead. So, number 10, Quinnen Williams.
Okay.
Number 9, Dexter Lawrence. Number 8, Julius Randle. Number 7, Artemi Panarin. Number 6, Sauce Gardner. 5, Igor Shesterkin. 4, Jalen Brunson. 3, Garrett Cole. 2, Juan Soto. And 1 is Aaron Judge.
Wow.
So listen,
I'm like shocked by that list.
let me just explain my list real quick. Number 1, I think one of the biggest, like, I wanted to put Jalen Brunson like very high. I really wanted to. And like 4 is very high. Unfortunately, the top 3 are all New York Yankees who all happen to be top 10 players in baseball easily. It's just a recency bias thing for me. I didn't want to be too crazy with the recency bias for Brunson. I mean, he played great in the playoffs. He's definitely a number 1 option in the NBA. I think he's going to be really like cement himself as a top 10 player in the league next year. I'm going off track record. I'm going off how long they've been doing it for. Garrett Cole's at the height of his game. He just won the Cy Young. He's the best pitcher in baseball, hands down. So I can't put him under Brunson. And then Soto and Judge, I think, are sort of self-explanatory. I mean, that's Judge is one of, if not the best player in baseball, and Soto is not far behind him at all. He's a top 5 player in baseball. So that's the explanation for the top of the list there.
Can you read it one more time to me?
Yeah, you want like the bottom portion?
I want everything.
Okay. 10 is Quinnen. 9 is Dexter Lawrence. 8 is Randall. 7, Panarin. 6, Sauce. 5, Igor. 4, Brunson. 3, Cole. 2, Soto. 1, Judge.
So you're going to be shocked by my list. I mean, you're going to be absolutely shocked at my list.
Okay.
All right. I'll read it off and then we're going to discuss. So 10 is Artemi Panarin. 9 is Dexter Lawrence. 8 is Aaron Rodgers. 7 is Garrett Wilson. 6 is Sauce Gardner. 5 is Juan Soto. 4 is Garrett Cole. 3 is Jalen Brunson. 2 is Igor Shesterkin. And 1 is the great Aaron Judge. So I factored in a little bit more recency bias and said, I'm sticking with it. Like,
that's
these guys are in the postseason. But JM, like, Jalen Brunson had success in the postseason last year, almost got the Knicks to the conference finals 2 years in a row on his back. And Igor has made multiple runs in the middle of one right now.
I mean, listen, 2022, Brunson had a good year. He had 25 a game. He really were like, oh, this guy could be a legit, like he's already like, we found a great point guard, this and that. Took that next step into like legitimate superstar style. Like we were looking at him and Randall as like neck and neck going into this season, right? Then he really takes off. We understand it's his team. We understand this guy is, he was a contender for first team All NBA. I think he should have made first team All NBA. Like I get all that. Juan Soto has been an amazing player in baseball. He's finished second in MVP. He's been at the top of the game for a while now. He seems like he's getting even better, which is crazy. I already explained Cole. The guy is like, he's the best in his position. He's the top of it, and he plays an important position. He's the best starting pitcher in baseball. He's a Cy Young. He's a $40 million player. He's great. And Judge is self-explanatory. Igor, I'm not going to put that high. Maybe it's just my anti-hockey bias, but like that, I did take that into account when putting him over Sauce, because I was like, well, Sauce is back-to-back first-team All-Pros to start his NFL career. He's hands down, in my opinion, the best corner in the league. But Igor plays a much more valuable position as a goaltender in hockey. So I'm going to give him the number 5 spot. That's my explanation there. Again, the recency thing, like Jalen Brunson just brought me the most joyous year of Knicks basketball I've ever had. But like, I can't put him over those 3 superstar, otherworldly players that play for the Yankees.
So the one thing I did struggle with was Cole and Brunson. I did have Cole at 3, and I moved Brunson ahead of him because of that playoff run he had this season, just overall the season. Cole was always going to be ahead of Soto. You know how much I love Juan Soto, but like, if we're going to rank players, like Judge is a better player than Soto. He's on his own team. So like, I know they're 2 of the top 5 players in baseball, but like Judge is on his team. If they played the same position, you're taking Judge for a year. Just need him for a year, taking Judge. Judge is always going to be ahead. I think Cole was always going to be ahead there. He plays an important position. He's the best at it. No Garrett Wilson. No Roger. I know Rogers hasn't done anything. You don't have Rogers on this list?
I didn't put Rogers. He's just, he hasn't played in over a year. And his last year in Green Bay was not a great one. So going into last year, you were saying, all right, but look at the year before. He won the MVP. The year before that, he won the MVP. He lost Devontae Adams. There were some injuries on the line. Rogers was hurt himself. All that stuff is true and valid, but he didn't play last year. So I'm not going to rank him. He hasn't played. He's coming off an Achilles at 40 years old. Who knows what the hell is going to happen? That doesn't change my expectations for the Jets. We'll get to that in a couple of months. But and Garrett Wilson, I mean, the same thing. I'm going a lot off of track record here, right? I'm going a lot off of not potential, but what have you done? And Garrett Wilson has done a fantastic job with piss poor quarterback play. But let's not forget, Quinnen Williams is a first-team All-Pro defensive lineman, a guy who's had over 12 sacks in a season as an interior defensive lineman, a guy who signed a 4-year, $96 million or whatever, $100 million contract extension with the Jets, like a legitimate player. So, I mean, the biggest contender for me over Quinnen was actually Brees.
Yeah. And I think Brees got a fantastic year. I wasn't putting him ahead of.
So I lied. Wilson. I only put 2 Jets. I thought I put 3. I put 2 Jets.
I had 3 Jets.
I put Sauce and Quinnen. But honestly, 11, 12, 13, I'd probably have Brees, Sauce, and Aaron Rodgers.
Wait, no, you had Sauce on the list.
I'm sorry, not Sauce. Brees, Garrett Wilson, and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
and Randall, you didn't have Randall at all?
I didn't have Randall.
Again, the recency bias thing, like the guy got hurt. Let's not forget.
Well, because
guys averaging 24 and 9.
11's probably Quinnen Williams, like you mentioned. And I put Garrett Wilson ahead of him just because, like, look at what Wilson's dealt with. You kind of mentioned it. Like, he's dealt with literally the worst quarterback play in the entire league.
Yeah.
And he's had incredible numbers for the first 2 years of his career. So it's not me projecting. It's me almost appreciating what he's done and knowing what he's going to do with even mid-level quarterback play. They're going to get more than that this year. But even if it was just mid-level quarterback play, he would be fantastic. Yeah. So I had to have Garrett Wilson on there. That's my guy. And Lawrence, we both had Lawrence. That's easy. He's fantastic. Him and Quinnen go neck and neck. You can have you choose whichever. It doesn't matter. They're pretty even there.
Aaron Judge just hit a 2-run home run. That's pretty fitting for our conversation. But I got the one thing, and listen, I'm not gonna pretend like I got all this ammo on you on this because I'm not I'm a casual is a compliment to me for hockey. Igor over Soto to me, or Garrett Cole. It's a little bit rich. I know that Igor won the reward last year or 2 years ago of being the best goalie in the league. And I know he's great. And he's very clutch in the playoffs and stuff like that. But, like, over Garrett Cole, a guy who's had 330 strikeouts in a year and a Cy Young. And
it's the postseason. It's what he's done in the postseason, let alone, like you mentioned, he won the Vezina a couple of years ago. He's been awarded as the best player at his position already. He's a younger guy. yeah, that probably shouldn't matter his age in here, but he's been awarded as the top player at his position. He's had now multiple deep playoff runs, and he might
Well,
get to a
yeah.
cup here if he's able to win this series as they are tied in the third period, probably heading to another overtime. But
Oof.
it's
Sorry, Rangers fan.
yeah, I have to go. I have to go Igor here as number two. He's cementing
Oof.
himself as one of the greatest Rangers here.
Mavs look like they're about to win this series, man. They're up by 26 going into the fourth. This is crazy.
I can't wait for Kyrie versus the
Yeah, that's gonna
Celtics.
be
That's gonna be
nice. That's
great.
gonna be nice. Honestly, I like this matchup in the finals. It's actually a cool matchup. I'm rocking with it.
Yeah, that's fine. I only care about it for the Kyrie drama, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I like Luca getting there and Luca versus Tatum, who's going to get their first ring. They're both kind of on the same career path. I like it.
That's fine.
But just last thing, when you said with the Igor thing, you said he's younger. Yeah, I think that plays a factor because that happens a lot in sports and we don't realize it. Is we associate young age, number one, with being like the fresh new thing, but also because the guy's younger, we think like, oh, maybe he's got a little bit more left in the tank, a little bit more potential. Maybe he could get better than this. You know what I mean? So you're probably thinking that where a guy like Garrett Cole, like, who knows? He could come back and be even better than he was last year at age 31 or whatever he is.
Yeah, listen, I have all the respect in the world for Cole. I mean, he's the best pitcher in the sport.
Yeah.
I
And
have
I
no
mean,
doubt there.
this team's got to win a World Series, man. I mean, they got on my list, they got three of the top athletes in the whole
Hey,
state.
we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna
All
talk
right.
about them. We'll save
All right.
that.
All right.
But fun list there. We'll have some more great lists as we get deeper into the summer. Also, I jinxed it. There's 10 minutes left in the third, and the Panthers just scored. They're up 2-1. So sorry, Ranger fans.
Wow.
I completely jinxed that one. I couldn't see the time, and then literally the Panthers scored. So
That is brutal.
that's a tough one by me, and tough timing for Igor there as I'm
Mm.
praising him. Okay, so we're gonna play this game now. I don't know what we're gonna call it. I think we're gonna call it "Did You Know?" We'll work on a name. That's a working title right now, but I do like that. So we're gonna give you a sport. We're gonna give you a player. What year was an absolute crazy statistical year for that guy? And we're gonna see if we can guess them. We're gonna give each other hints as we go, and this is gonna be fun. This is gonna lead to some great discussion. I think in
I'm
each sport.
I'm not gonna show you what players I picked, but this is baseball. Look how many guys I have written down. I'm trying to decide what year to
Let me see.
pick.
Let me see.
What?
I didn't say I was on another screen. Wow. Okay. Wow.
That's a lot.
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
I kept it recent. I got a 2012 in there, but 17, 18, 16, we're all, it's pretty good.
All right, let me go first. Let me read mine off first, and then you
Okay.
give you more time to decide. Okay.
Mhm.
So this player, did you know this guy finished fourth in Cy Young voting in 2018 and was 10th in ERA with a 2.85. He pitched 202 innings and struck out 173 batters. He won 17 games. He did not make the All-Star team that year. Who is this guy?
All right. I'm going to need you to read that one more time.
Okay.
You want a
So
little fast.
this guy finished fourth in Cy Young voting.
What year?
It's just 2018. He was 10th
18.
in ERA with a 2.85. He pitched 202 innings this year. He struck out 173 batters, won 17 games, but he didn't make an All-Star team. He didn't make the All-Star team that year.
So by the way, when we're doing these, I'm assuming this is like the best year of his career.
Yes.
Okay, because that'd be really mean to pick like a superstar's like worst year.
By far the best year of this guy's career.
202 innings and only 170. Okay, so he's not a strikeout guy.
Not a strikeout guy.
This
Fourth
is
in Cy Young.
This is 2018.
2018.
Fourth in Cy Young. So it was that year. Blake Snell won the Cy Young.
Yep.
And DeGrom won the Cy Young. What happened in 2018? The Yankees wild card.
Do you want an NLAL yet or no?
Not yet. Yankees were the wild card team. The Red Sox beat them. What was the World Series that year? Why am I drawing a blank? It was Astros Nationals the year after. The year before that was Oh, this the Red
That's
Sox
Sox
won this
Dodgers.
year.
That's Sox Dodgers. Yeah.
Sox Dodgers.
Sox,
Okay.
Sox super team.
So I keep thinking Rick Porcello, but Rick Porcello won a Cy Young, so it's not.
Yes.
This is the best year of this guy's career, so it's not Rick Porcello.
Not Rick
Is-
Porcello.
All right. Is it a playoff team from that year? Like,
You know what? I actually have to check that. I don't know.
okay.
I
No,
believe,
never mind.
I don't believe so. I don't believe so.
All right, give me
90
NL or what?
NL.
90 what?
95% sure they weren't a playoff team. Oh, you know what? They were a playoff team.
Nice. Good job. Okay. So NL.
Playoff team. And
they win the division or no?
2018. No, wild card.
Wild card. All right. So Dodgers must have won the division that year, so it could be
Dodgers won the division.
if he gave me back-to-back Giants players.
It's not back-to-back Giants players.
It's not back-to-back Giants players.
You're in the right division, though.
This is tough. Okay, thank you for that hint. That was very generous. Oh, wait a minute.
You're going to laugh out loud.
Wait, this isn't. What was his WAR this year? Don't tell me it was like a ridiculous. Because now, oh wait, I think this guy might be on my list because now it's starting. This is like the year I think about with pitchers where I'm like, this guy had that year, and like he fell off the face of the earth afterwards. Is he a lefty?
He is a lefty.
Okay, I think I got it.
Yeah, it is a crazy war. You have it.
Is it Kyle Freeland?
Kyle Freeland. Like, let's just read Kyle Freeland's numbers after.
Yeah, he started the wild card game against the Cubs that year.
Yeah. So in 2019, after the 17-7, 2.85 ERA, he goes out with a 6.73 in 104 innings. Then he pitches 2020, made 13 starts, 4.33, sort of respectable. Banged up in 21, but he had a 4.33. This year, he's got a 13 ERA. Hasn't been going great for our boy Kyle here.
So that was like, he was like the guy where we thought, oh, the Rockies like finally have like their ace pitcher, like young guy. They could like finally they have some pitching. He could pitch at Coors Field, whatever. Yeah. And you know what? A lot of stuff makes me realize looking at the random years. What?
He had the lowest ERA by a Rockies pitcher in a single season, minimum 10 starts with a 2.4 ERA that year.
That's
like
crazy.
Incredibly impressive stuff in
That's
2018.
just crazy.
Like,
and then he falls off.
This is not an aberration. Like, this guy's gonna be legit. Yeah.
All right.
Unreal.
I got mine for you. So I'm gonna take you back to the year 2016. Okay.
Oh, good year, 16.
This guy batted 347, 390, 595. That's a 985 OPS, which led the league, his respective league, not the MLB. 25 homers, 104 RBI. He finished second in MVP this year.
20. Is that David Ortiz?
It is not.
Okay. Not a bad call out, Michael. Thank you.
It's not bad.
985 OPS. He finished second in MVP that year.
Yep. By far, not by far. He had another actually really good year the year after this, but those 2 years, like very short peak, and then boom. Wasn't an awful player either. Respectable player. Like made like had like 2 or 3 All-Star. He had 3 All-Star games in his career, but like kind of took a sharp decline. Like he only played until 2020, so he peaked in this year and then he stopped playing in 2020.
When did he start playing?
2008.
12-year career. 2016.
He had 47 doubles, which led the league. And back-to-back years, he led the league in doubles with this team.
All right, give me NL or AL.
NL. He spent his entire career in the NL. Not with the same team, but his entire career in the NL.
Entire career in the NL. It's not No, it's not Prince Fielder. This is tough.
He is a lefty.
He's a lefty. Okay.
And he is an infielder. He's a lefty infielder.
2016. I want to say Brian Dozier for a second, but he's a righty. I feel like you narrowed it down here. I feel like I should get it. I feel like I should get it. I know the guy, right? Like I'll be like,
oh, you know the guy.
Oh, I know the guy.
You know the guy.
Oh, it's Dan Murph.
Daniel Murphy with the 2016 Washington Nationals. That is ridiculous, that stat line. And I remember that year so clearly because that's when he left the Mets. And everybody was like, of course. He goes to the division and he's a freaking superstar.
I remember that's the time where the Nationals own the division for the most. I wouldn't say own the Mets, but they were the team in the division. Yeah. So it hurt as much now as Met fans. If you don't remember then, like if the Mets lost, like, I don't know, give me like if they lost Beatty right now and then he went there and killed it with the Braves. Yeah. Like that was the equivalent. Yeah. Although Murphy meant a little more.
Honestly, I honestly think the best comparison would be Nimmo.
Yeah.
Like, been with the team a long time, been a good player, because Daniel Murphy was a good player for them. And that's how he was always like the doubles guy his whole career. He was a big doubles guy. And then, it's like Brandon Nimmo going to the Braves and becoming a freaking superstar.
It was a short run. It was a really short run there. MVP. But now that one hurt because also remember, the Mets replaced him with Neil Walker, who wasn't bad, but that season, if they had Murph and he did anything close to that, they were a wild card team that year. They probably would have won the division. Yeah.
And then he goes to Colorado, and then they throw at his teammate after he hits a homer. And I was at that game, actually. And then the bench is clear. And then,
in Colorado?
No, at Citi Field. Remember, Murphy was on the Rockies. They threw at his teammate after Murphy hit a home run the at-bat before. Bench is cleared.
No, I'm gonna have to look that up after. Murph.
Okay.
He's the
I was
guy.
at that game. Yeah, I was at that game.
Miss Daniel Murphy. That's tough. That's a good one though. That's a career. You know which one I almost gave you? He might come up at some point. Travis Hafner, but that was a while ago.
Wow, Yankee legend.
I almost gave you a Travis Hafner, but
you know what? Bring it on, dude.
Yeah, I
got a whole list. I got a whole list.
Yeah, you're gonna be good at these. I'll get better. My brain will start working like that as we go.
I gotta scratch off 2018 Kyle Freeland. He was on my list.
Yeah, you know what I saw.
That's like the guy.
When I saw 2018, I was like, I hope that's not Kyle Freeland because you showed me the list, and I was like, I hope that's not Kyle Freeland.
Yeah, it is Kyle Freeland.
It was. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's all good.
Right.
All right. Before we get out of here, JM, it would be we'd be idiots not talking about how good the New York Yankees are. I mean, bad news today. They lose Clark Schmidt. But Cole should be on his way back. They've had these guys, Heel, Stroman, Cortez, Rodon have all been really good, especially Heel. I mean, is Heel the front runner to win Cy Young? No, he's not. Seth Lugo exists, but
it's actually crazy how good Seth Lugo has been.
Yeah, but JM, the rotation's been great. Judge is the best hitter in baseball, and obviously we know about Soto. But I mean, how are you? Let me pose this question to you. Okay, I'm going to pose it like this. Have you ever felt better about a New York Yankees team than you do right now? In your life? Don't count 09.
I'm going to say yes. I have.
What year?
I have. Okay, first of all, I think what's also playing into it is I did feel this good, and it's now giving me trust issues. The 2022 New York Yankees in the first half were getting every single day 1998 Yankees comparisons. They were like 54-19, like ridiculous. But they're not even the team. The 2019 Yankees, I was like very confident in. The thing that we missed, though, we didn't have like that ace. Like Tanaka pitched great in the playoffs, but that was the year like we had like the James Paxtons of the world and Jay Happ and guys like that. We never really had like the ace. Now we have Cole, which is great. Cole hasn't pitched yet. So I could see myself so getting there, like when Cole comes back and everything, like we're going to be clicking, and we're really clicking right now. It's just a little too early for me to say, like, yes, I do feel great about them. And even it doesn't even matter how good I feel about them because come playoff time, it's just different, man. Like I just watched the 84 win Diamondbacks make it to the World Series.
Yeah, but you know what? The American League, and I know Houston will scare the crap out of anybody, no matter what team you are, if they get hot. And I think they're going to win that division no matter what. No team has run away with it. The Mariners haven't done anything with it yet. But so I think Houston will make a move. They'll get into the playoffs. But like I know the Orioles are great, but like, do you really worry about anybody else in the American League? Like, I know
No,
again
it's the
the
Orioles.
randomness of the postseason, but
Yeah.
like, they're the
No,
top dog. The Yankees are the top dog, not only in the league, the best team in the league right now. They're better
yeah,
than Philadelphia. I think they're a head above Philadelphia.
yeah.
They're definitely better than Atlanta, considering all the injuries. And the Dodgers, this isn't the Dodgers' year. It's going to be next year, the Dodgers' year. Like, the Yankees are the best team in baseball.
Why do you say that? Because of the health?
The with the Dodgers,
Yeah.
the health, the fact that Otani's not pitching this year.
Yeah.
Um, who else is in pitching? They don't have Dustin May. It's
They
Yamamoto's first year in the
they might
league.
they might want to just tell Otani, like, listen, dude, we're good. Like, you don't gotta worry about pitching, dude.
No,
Just go out
get
there and swing.
he needs 2 years. You got to give me 3 years of being an elite starting pitcher for me to say it was worth it to give
Yeah.
him $700 million.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, it's the Orioles. I mean, I'm not scared of, I hope that this doesn't come back to bite me, but like I'm not intimidated by a Guardians or a
No.
Twins. Oh my god, please, Twins. Like let us I don't think the Twins have beat us in a playoff game since like, Abraham Lincoln's was president, which was,
You sent me the stat of the
baseball didn't
Yankees.
exist. Huh?
You sent me the stat of the Yankees
Yeah.
record against them in
Yeah.
their last 163 games.
Yeah, they're like 121 and
I'm gonna
46
try and pull it
or
up.
something, whatever the record is. My math's not math.
Never celebrate a win against them. Never.
Yeah, never. Just be like, okay, like, cool, we won, big deal. Yeah, no,
Yankees are 119 and 44 in their last 163 games against
it's
the Twins.
ridiculous. Yeah, no, it's the Rays. I mean, the Rays. It's the Orioles and the Rays. If the Rays were to make it, I mean, the Rays are always annoying. But yeah, I mean, the Orioles, they're gonna probably make a move at the deadline. I'm sure the Yankees will also, but that team just has so much depth and they have the star power. I mean, Gunnar Henderson, who was my MVP pick, is making me look pretty smart right now because he's doing a hell of a job so far.
That guy.
We know about Rutschman. We know about some of the younger guys. We'll see what happens with Jackson Holiday if they want to just keep him down there for the rest of the year. I think it was pretty obvious they brought him up a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're doing a lot with these prospects now. Ever since Kelnick, they're kind of bringing these guys up a little too soon.
Who would your MVP be right now? Would it be Judge or Soto?
Judge. Definitely
It's
Judge.
crazy that like going into this month, his OPS is in the 600s.
Yep.
And
you know what?
He leads the league in OPS right now.
You know what I don't see people talking about? We talked for months when the Yankees traded for Soto. It was like, all right, well, who do you pitch to? And how many times are these guys going to walk? And how are they going to approach this lineup? Whatever. It's pretty obvious right now that pitchers are choosing to go after Soto and be passive to Judge because Soto right now has like the smallest gap between his average and his on base that he's like ever had in his career. It's still like 100 points, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But Judge is walking like crazy. Judge leads the league in walks.
He leads the league in walks. His on base is 400.
Yeah. And not to mention Volpe. Volpe's right now a top 10 player in baseball according to Fangraphs and their WAR metrics. I mean, he's been ridiculous.
Well, it also
Position
makes
player.
I think that's also like we talked about that. And it's a fun conversation. I also think that's going to be just based on what's going on. Like right now, I would not pitch to Aaron Judge. I'd pitch to Juan Soto. But in April, I'm not pitching a Soto, and not many people were, and they were pitching to Judge. It's going to change. I mean, Judge was getting opportunities to win games in April, and he didn't come up. He came up. He didn't come up clutch in a couple of situations early on, and it's April. But we're just based on this conversation. Like Soto was being pitched around, and now, they're attacking. I would attack Soto right now too.
Yeah, I think also what people need to realize more with like the anti-war people, and they say, well, how the hell does Anthony Volpe have such a high WAR? Like, he's playing Gold Glove defense yet again at shortstop, which is like the most valuable position defensively on the entire field. But something that I think it's starting to come back now, especially with the new rules from last year, with the bigger bases and not, is it disengagements? What's the thing
Yeah,
when yeah.
disengagement.
Um, the speed. Like, this guy will hit a grounder in the infield, get on first base, beat it out, or whatever, just get a simple single. And the amount of times I've seen him steal second base, or score on a stretch out a single into a double, or steal third base, get in scoring position, and then get drifted in. The other day, he hits a triple. He hustles to get a triple. The
No
cutoff
business.
man,
That had no business being a triple.
yeah,
No
and
business being.
yep, and the cutoff man, he throws it into the stands. It ends up being a little league home run. So, like, little stuff like that. The guy's batting 280 at the top of the lineup with an 800 OPS. Like, yeah, you're going to be on track to have 8 WAR if you keep doing that over the course of the season.
The one thing I'll say, though, why I think it is a little deceiving, and listen, the top shortstops in the American League also have, I think they lead the league in WAR,
Yeah.
Witt and Gunnar. Now, like, again, it's high up there, and even the same thing can be said for Lindor, right? Lindor's had a high WAR, and you're like, well, he's not these guys, though. He's not,
Yeah.
What Gunnar's doing right now. He's not. And the same thing goes for Volpe. Volpe's having a very nice season, a very nice bounce back season, showing you why Cashman did not want to sign Seager and other shortstops and trade them for anything. He's showing you these reasons, but
Yes.
like, you look at the WAR numbers, and it's like, well, he's not Gunnar, and he's not Bobby Witt at the moment, and he might get there, but right now he's not, and they're very similar in WAR. I think it's a little deceiving in that sense.
Okay. I think they also play a little bit of a different style. He's also the best defender out of any of those guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't watch Volpe enough, and then Witt and Gunnar.
He's very good.
He's better than Witt.
Oh,
Witt
yeah.
finished
Defensively,
last year.
any ball hit towards shortstop, it's a very comforting feeling, just being like, yeah, he's got it.
This Ranger game's intense right now. It was 3-1, pulled the goalie. It's nuts. Now it's 3-2.
Flipping between that and the Yanks now. Carlos Rodon's throwing a nice little gem right now.
What's his stat line right now?
On the season or in the game?
In the game.
In the game, Carlos Rodon is through 5 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, no walks, 4 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's been quiet like the last month or so, like a good quiet. Like, he's pitching well.
Yeah.
It's a good quiet for Rodon.
Volpe at the plate right now, 0-for-2 to start. He's got that 21-game hitting streak on the line.
Yeah, we got to get that hitting streak going.
Mm-hmm.
We got to that needs to be a conversation.
The
Rangers lost 3-2. Dropped game 5, down 3-2 in the
You just double jinxed them?
Well, the game technically was not over. I mean,
we didn't talk about it for 20 minutes. You talked about it before. You opened up the score and you said the score. Then they gave up a goal. And then you just said, this Ranger game's intense. And then they lose.
It was 3-1 empty net. Then they made it 3-2. They emptied the net again. And then the time ran out. It's done. That wasn't a jinx. The last one was a jinx. 100%.
All right. Oh, okay. I thought, because you said it's probably going into overtime, I thought.
Yeah, no, that was a jinx. That was a bad jinx before.
Okay.
But episode 133 in the books had a lot of fun.
Me too.
A lot of these new ideas and segments will be brought out throughout the summer and hopefully in the football season. We're going to start talking football very soon. Going to mix some fantasy into it as well. We'll make some posts about that, and of course, the gambling. We'll be back with the gambling as soon as that starts up. But what are we 2 months away now from really getting deep into football? So we'll definitely get to football very soon.
We're real close. Up 0-for-3. Here we go. Bears on Hard Knocks.
That's exciting stuff.
That is exciting. That's an easy one. That's an easy one. That's going to be a fun one.
Giants off-season Hard Knocks.
Giants off-season Hard Knocks. Thank God that's not the real Hard Knocks.
You don't want to see.
I got one last question before we close. What do you think about? Do you think Malik Neighbors actually hates his life, or you think it's just a meme? All right,
it's a meme. I'm excited to watch. I think he's having a really good year. I think he's gonna. I actually think Neighbors is gonna have that. I think Neighbors is gonna be one of those guys, like the Jeffersons, like the elite.
Yeah.
Guys.
Oh yeah. I'm
excited. I
as long as Daniel Jones doesn't hold him back.
Yeah, no, we'll have Drew Lock slinging on the rocks soon.
Yeah.
Or Tommy. All right, we'll get out of here. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys next time.